Okay, it's October 6th, Thursday. You know, I had a short day. I got rained out of work. Ran a few errands, whatnot. It's like, yeah, it's just 10 after 7. Uh, we got a kind of a chilly, rainy day today. The temp's at like 61 or something like that. But, kind of like a cold fall day coming on. But actually, what I'm going to do here is quick is I'm just going to do a short video. Um, a vlog, and it'll be in my vlog categories. All these little, short videos I do, like cooking and or doing some, talking on guitars or whatnot. But kind of what I'm gonna do today, I'm holding this Epiphone here that I grabbed in Ann Arbor. It caught my eye. I knew what it was. This is a early to mid 70s Epiphone. It is Japan built, but I can't remember exactly what year. This guitar is like was built within a short window range after Gibson shut down the Kalamazoo plant when Epiphones were built in Kalamazoo. So, like I said, what I've read on all this stuff too is that when Gibson had shut down Kalamazoo plant, they took a lot of all their Epiphone materials there they had at the plant in Kalamazoo, and they sent it on over to Japan when they started building these. So kind of what sought after is these Epiphones that are Japan built, opposed to ones that end up being built in Korea later, which I think they started. I can't tell you the years. There's so much to this silly stuff, and the people, whatever. A lot of people don't think about this, but literally, I'm at work and I'm thinking about guitars. It's crazy. Oh, I don't know why. I can't explain it. I'm just guitar crazy, man. It's nuts. Everybody's got hobbies. I love motorcycles. I love classic cars. I love muscle cars. I love drag racing. Watching that. Kind of like the same thing. It's hard to explain, but that's talking about this Epiphone. That's kind of what's really cool about the music go around, because they wheel and deal. They buy, sell, and trade, and they have new guitars. And we really don't have any music stores here in my area, unless you go up to Lansing to Elderly Instruments, which is a fine quality store also. But they have used merchandise also. But I tell you what, I'm happy, like, stumbling across this. I spotted it, just kind of like being a little bit. It's been a while when I got into kind of like what you want to call the history of guitar making and stuff. Uh, you know, Definitely, no doubt. I'm way more partial toward American built guitars. Don't get me wrong. You know, your Taylors, Guilds built in America, Taylors are built in America. Uh, Gibson, um, I can't run off. Fenders used to be California. But see, so right now what's happened in the modern world is that those companies will build their top of the line ones here, for example, like Guild. You can get American built Guild now. They call them New Hartfords or whatever. They build them in Connecticut. But they build a whole, they build, I don't know how much of their product over, I believe, in China. So I just actually had a Guild D240E electric acoustic. And that guitar, when I got it, it was $400 out of a musician's friend. I checked the price on it the other day, and right now it's went up $40. It's $439. But it's your laminate, um, pressed wood. This is laminate, but what I'm saying is, when I say vintage, uh, what reverb? If you go to reverb, they sell a lot of guitars and instruments, mainly guitars. So what reverb considers a vintage guitar is anything pre 1980. So whatever classic cars can consider a classic car after what 25 years. So, anyways, it's just silly. Don't ask me why. But what I do, I use YouTube. This isn't just flat YouTube. The reason I do this thing because the app that I used actually when I started uploading my songs and then playing cover songs, there's an actual app on YouTube when you create a channel, and it's called YouTube Studio, and it keeps track of all your stats, your views, and whatever, watch time in minutes, and your ranking in your videos. It's I'm not really real computer oriented, but so back to what I'm talking about. So it's got a little missing piece in the binding, but I knew what it was when I seen it. And I grabbed it and I played it, and no doubt, I was like, wow, oh, I got a peg popping up. So kind of what I'm gonna do. This video ain't gonna be crazy long. So what I have is this is definitely what you call classic vintage. It's an Epiphone, which is Gibson's. Gibson bought Epiphone because Epiphone was giving them competition, and the Epiphones were built in Kalamazoo up until I can't remember the year they I think it was 82 or 80. They said that's it, and they started building them in China. No, Japan. This is this is mid 70s. But being it's weird because it has the tag, and it don't have the serial number on it. It's crazy because they would take a pin and write them in it. So I think I could have pegged this right down to the exact year if I had that, but I know what it is from the reading the research I've done on these things, and they're reputable guitars, no doubt. And me, I've been playing a little while, and I have different guitars, and I am more partial, don't get me wrong, to the top of the line. Your Gibsons, your Martins, and your Guilds, and stuff like that. But what a lot of people aren't partial to is paying, if you buy a Martin for $2,000, brand new, you're getting it cheap. And actually, a real Gibson, the best deal you're going to get on a real good Gibson, I'd say would be $2,200, and it'd be like a studio model of the Gibson J45. So, I mean, oh yeah, it's a bad guitar. Hey, I played it, but that's the difference. So that's why I'm kind of caught up into, hey, But what I prefer is I like finding these older, vintage, lower priced ones. Lower name brand, whatever. Because this thing to me, I'm not gonna kid you. It's just the craftsmanship from back then to the modern stuff now. This right here, when I go in and I play new guitars on the floor now in the guitar in the music stores, this thing right here, no doubt, I'd say this thing right here, you'd have to spend. You're going to spend the bottom $550 to $750 to get a guitar, in my mind, that performs and sounds and plays as nice as this mid to early 70s Epiphone, okay? So, I use electronic tuner, that's this goofy thing, but so what I'm going to kind of do is play just a little bit of the same song on these two guitars, because I do have, oh God, that's what you hate to do. Oh, that pisses me off. So hard trying to do this stuff with no camera. So here's the Yamaha. This is the one I just recently acquired at, I can't even remember the date now. I went to my family reunion on my dad's side, and this is the Yamaha. And I can't peg the date on this thing, but it's a Yamaha F335. These were built in a wide range of years, but my guess is this Yamaha here is probably not that much older than that Epiphone. So this is the guitar. I said my cousin Mo went to his house and came back with, and he came walking up with it, and I seen it because my real dad had a Yamaha. And it was the guitar that I actually learned on. That I learned my first song on, and that's what I just kept playing. Basically, was his Yamaha. And I played it for quite a while, and I picked up the basics, and it looked just like this, and I hadn't seen it in forever, you know. And when I seen him walking up with this, I thought it was my dad's Yamaha. I thought it was the one I learned that. And I grabbed it, and I looked at him, and I was like, man, I was like, you know, this is going home with me. Well, whatever. After I did the research and went through pictures and everything, it turned out to be my Uncle Gary's guitar, my dad's younger brother. So, but whatnot. So what I'm gonna do, kind of quick, that's to talk on like the vintage thing. I mean, it's whatever. Take it as it is. I get just as much enjoyment playing these, like this Epiphone, because it's a vintage Epiphone. It's older, and the playability and the sound that I hear from it, it gives me just as good a satisfaction as that I get from playing a high-end guitar, you know, something that's expensive. And so anyways, I'm just going to play the two of these, and I'm going to record it. That way I can play it through Bluetooth, and I can listen to the two. I'm going to try to play on the same distance from my phone, and I hope it don't cut out if I run out of time. But I'm going to try to play a little bit. I can't play a full song, but I'm going to try to run through, play the same, whatever, the same style through the song and sing. And it's a cold, chilly day, so I'm just going to play an old Merle Haggard song. It seems like every November, when the weather gets bad, I start to remember all the good love we had, and the long nights get longer. I wish a friend would stop by. The forecast is 0, and the chill factor's high. You know the chill factor's higher on a clear, windy day. There's no wind around us, and no wind on the way. But there's a snowstorm inside me, where there's high record winds. It got colder this morning than it's ever been. Okay, so I'm gonna set the Yamaha on the guitar stand, and I got the phone propped up on a dresser drawer. So now I'm gonna run through, try to do the same way with the Epiphone, so I can do my sound comparison overall. And I'm at 13.5 minutes on this video, so sometimes this phone just cuts out because it runs out of space. So whatever, here we go. I'm gonna run through this. This is for my own thing. This is what YouTube Studio is about. So all you guys that watch this channel and stuff, it ain't about, you know, like American Idol. No, this is for me to use to have a library of my songs and a catalog of my songs. Seems like every November, when the weather gets bad, I start to remember all the good love we had, and the long nights get longer. I wish a friend was stopping by. forecast is 0, and the chill factor's high. You know the chill factor's higher on a clear, windy day. There's no wind around us, and no wind on the way. But there's a snowstorm inside me, where there's high record winds. It got colder this morning than it's ever been. It seems like every November, when the weather gets bad, I start to remember all the good luck we had. So, whatever, it was okay through the most of it. And then, of course, I bumped the bass string. But once again, so I just want to get one thing straight: is everybody thinks I'm cuckoo and crazy, but no, this is YouTube Studio. Okay, this is to help people who want to work on music and stuff like that, who can't afford to go to a studio. Like, you can record your stuff and you can go back through it and you can tweak and do what you want. Like I said, I use it for my catalog. It's a saving place for the songs that I've end up creating, and then I like playing cover songs and then doing stuff like but you know what I mean. I got other ideas with it. I was like, hey, I'm gonna do cooking videos. I'm gonna do little tutorial videos or whatever, discussion videos on certain things. So you know what I mean. To each and everybody their own. So, but yeah, it's, to me though, my opinion, I mean, I like the Yamaha, don't get me wrong. It's great because it's there's a story behind it and all that. But I'm more partial to the Epiphones. I mean, I've had some Epiphones. The only Yamaha that I ever played my whole life was my real dad's Yamaha that I learned on. And it was a good sound and good playing guitar, don't get me wrong. But I was just never, I never chased a Yamaha ever. I never had no desires to own one, even though I learned on one. But I'm not. It does sound good, but my opinion, I like my Epiphone. I think this Epiphone sounds better than that Yamaha, and people hear stuff different, whatnot. It's probably a close comparison, but I have some hearing damage. I worked around a lot of heavy equipment, and just like the last all week long, around a jackhammer, so whatever. So it's kind of, this is kind of what's cool about it. People might think, man, this guy's nuts. No, that's not what it is. See, me having my Bulls Country and talking, people can go on there who have same interests as me, like-minded people who might find certain things I talk about interesting, because usually out in the real world, I'm kind of like, I am sociable somewhat, but then it's different.